Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about why unicorns are different than other angels. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I am Pranita Rao. I am a coach and a healer for sensitive souls, psychics, empaths around the world. And unicorns are spirit guides. Unicorn spirit guides. They are energetic, angelic beings who are here to help us with our life, our challenges, with solutions, with just anything we might need in our life. And also, we are friends and companions. They heal us, they protect us, they guide us, they guard us, and they also help us in creative ways. All right, now we're going to talk about why they are different from other angels. Angels are energetic beings as well, but then when you sense angels, you will often feel as though their energy is warm, loving, soothing, and protective, whereas a unicorn's energy will make you feel soothed, yes, but also it's also bold, it's also very sort of forward, progressive thinking, and will make you think that way. And when I say make you, not make you think or push you to do that, but it will definitely, the energy of a unicorn will definitely make you think differently. You might not be somebody, after you start working with unicorns, who would be who would like to be a part of a herd. You would want to have different opinions, different perspectives, and sort of also lead those perspectives sometimes, or sometimes also want to be somebody who thinks differently. Just that's all. You don't even have to lead, but somebody who perceives the world in a way that maybe your peers don't, your parents don't, your colleagues don't, your spouse doesn't, your child doesn't. For example, maybe a few years ago, although I'm using the word maybe, I'm pretty sure, when we were still at a stage where gay rights were not a thing, I think it must be a lot of people who were guided by their unicorn guides to support people who wanted that identity for themselves, even when the masses weren't supporting that identity, right? So stuff like that. And I'm talking about a time then, but today we can think about something else. And it doesn't have to be a massive global cause. It could be a very sort of personal cause as well. Maybe in your family, people might think that it is not okay for sort of you to have multiple income streams, but you might have a different opinion, and you might be somebody who's very forward thinking, future, you believe in future planning, and that's often your unicorn guide making you think differently, making you think in a way that is unique to your circumstance, yes, but also for you. Right? Many times it so happens that when we are working with angels, this is the second difference, by the way, angels can work for the collective good, right? So if you're working with angels like Archangel Michael, who's very famous, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, or your guardian angels, maybe not your guardian angels so much, but the other angels, the archangels, they're looking at what's in it for you, but also for me, right? But it is, I consider it to be a myth that unicorns are also like that. Yes, they are sort of very driven to help the world move forward and just help each other and animals and plants and stuff like that. But the way my guides, by the way, my unicorn guides are called Faith and Hope. Shout out to Faith and Hope. My unicorn guides have taught me first to look after my well-being, put myself first. And many a times, as empath, energetically sensitive people, highly sensitive people, we forget to do that, right? So it's important to understand that unicorns are not just a type of angel who would only think about the collective good, but they can very much be angels you can rely on to help you only think about yourself, right? And that's a myth that I think again it's debatable, and also it depends on your personal experience, that when, sorry, that's my stomach grumbling for some food if you heard that, but when yeah, I hope that's editable. But hey, by the way, the third reason why unicorns are different to angels is that unicorns believe in a lot of play. And this cannot be a coincidence that my stomach started making strange noises in the middle of a video while I'm filming a video about unicorns. They really help us to look at our life playfully. And here I don't mean being irresponsible, but rather being somebody who enjoys their life and finds playfulness in whatever they do. It could even be a conversation, or it could be me time even, right? It doesn't have to be literal playtime, although that's great. Whether it's dancing or singing or playing a sport, whatever play means to you, apart from that as well, if you can find playfulness just by being yourself, with yourself, isn't that a great achievement? And I think unicorns can do that. And I'm already feeling it, and it's just been 6 years since I've known them. So I am assured that they can really help us laugh more, laugh at ourselves more, right? And that's really important. And here's the thing, I could have been really frustrated by the fact that in the middle of the video, my stomach had to make a strange sound, and now I have to like redo the video. But then I felt my unicorn guides going, hey, leave it as it is, it's okay, just go with it. And it turned out to be a great example for the viewers, right? For you. And that's what I'm saying. That they're different, because whereas some angels, like if you work with Archangel Michael, or even your guardian angels sometimes, or your dragons, personal dragons as well, they can be like very focused on quality of stuff. There have been so many things for my business that I've had to say no to, so many people, situations, resources, tools. And oftentimes it was my angels telling me not to do something because it's not high quality. And although unicorns can also set really sort of high standards, which is a good thing, but in a good way, not really in a self-deprecating way. But they can also do it in a way it's playful. It's not very serious. But with angels, it can get serious. So that's the difference. Another difference, the fourth difference between an angel and a unicorn, is that unicorns can help us in extreme degree of non-linearity. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, if you are new to the concept of non-linear thinking, it is a way of thinking that does not involve too much of your cognitive or logical mind, right? It's more abstract way of thinking, and I work with abstract art, which is what helped me develop that mindset. And my unicorn guides, Faith and Hope, vastly worked with me to develop that non-linear thinking mindset, because they knew it was important for me. And it's also important for a lot of people, especially if you're working with angels and unicorns, and especially if you're somebody who sort of falls into trouble a lot of times. A lot of times as empaths, we can attract narcissists, and we might feel the need to defend ourselves immediately, which is also a great thing to do, and set boundaries, which is again a great thing to do. But a lot of times we attract people, narcissists, who are great at being examples of a narcissist, a pun not intended. They sort of can manipulate us in ways that's very hard to defend ourselves. It becomes extremely complex to defend ourselves. And in such times, unicorns teach us how to go through our lives in non-linear ways so that defense can take place automatically. And this is something that comes with practice and like a lot of trial and error with your unicorn guides, because it'll be very intimate and only they can show you how it is done, right? So that's another difference. Although angels also can work non-linearly. For example, Archangel Michael has worked with me in many examples non-linearly, but it's situational, I feel, or maybe it's related to a relationship or a soul contract maybe. But with unicorns, what I have noticed is that they look at a very vast picture that maybe it's difficult for us as human beings to look at, and they sort of can, I want to say a different adjective, but I'm using the word visualize, but they can sort of perceive in a way we would visualize our reality and all possibilities if we went about a non-linear way of living, and they would like do it according to timelines, according to the opportunities that would be available to us, the people we could meet, right? So it's a very big, humongous picture that they look at, which is why it's important to adapt non-linear thinking while working with unicorns. But I have to say, you have to be cautious because it can be slightly frustrating. Okay, maybe not slightly, really frustrating at times, if I'm being fully honest, because it's not easy to always think and accept non-linear thinking, especially in tough times. It can, we as human beings would want to emote and respond immediately, but they would keep telling us to not do so, for our own safety, but also because it might not be the right time, but also because we might not have the right kind of support to actually respond to a situation. And here the right kind of support in their definition would often mean people who truly love us. So yes. Now the fifth difference and the last one between an angel and a unicorn, I think, is that unicorns actually teach us about true love. Angels, I don't think are, I don't want to say as capable, but angels can help us with love, self-love, and just developing universal love, maybe love for people, plants, animals. They're very good at that. But I think it's a very step ladder like process to reach to a true love with angels. But whereas with unicorns, I think they don't care, right? They're very black and white. You can either have true love or not have true love, by which I mean that they will give it to us point blank that either this person is actually healthy for us or not healthy for us, and they would expect us to wait or to sort of not give in to relationships that are not healthy for us. And here by waiting, I don't mean in self-deprecating ways, but I definitely mean that they would rather help us pick healing ourselves or just learning something, working on ourselves, or building something for ourselves, focus on our sort of work life or health or other relationships that are more meaningful or more based out of true love than the ones that are not. Whereas angels, I think, empathize with human emotions so much so that they would sometimes be like, okay, it's okay, go ahead and have that conversation with a friend maybe who wants to talk to you after maybe you decided to not talk to them because they behaved badly or something of that sort. I think angels are more they're sources of energies that would give more second chances to people. And this is something I've noticed with myself. I have worked with angels for 6 years now, and this is solely coming out of my experience with them, because there have been times when even setting boundaries has not helped with people, and I would want to leave those relationships, but there would be angelic nudges to still wait for a little longer until somebody heals or comes to a point where they can let go easily. But with unicorns, I think it's very different, and it's very you matter the most to me. And I mean, your unicorn guides will and must behave that way with you as well, that they showcase that energy, that you, as they are human, matter to them the most than anybody else in the whole wide world. And I was just thinking about it yesterday, when we keep using this phrase, right? I love you in the whole wide world. Do we actually usually mean it? I don't think most of us do. Maybe one person might actually love us that way, or two people or three people, but more than that, I don't think so. But we keep using that phrase again and again. But with unicorns, you can be assured that they actually do. But nevertheless, I would like to share a disclaimer. I feel as though I'm making unicorns sound like a very sort of a very happy experience and journey that you can go on, which is true, but partly, because at the end of the day, we have to remember that unicorn spirit guides are angelic beings. They're not human beings. That means they can only be with us in an energetic form, or through, we can perceive them through our psychic gifts, or through animals or plants, or receive messages, or their messages through other human beings. But they're not human beings. They can't give us the love or the care or the presence a human body can give us. We must remember that, because sometimes we might just forget that we need somebody else. Also, I want to share that unicorns are energies that are really high frequency, right? But sometimes, because of their energy, they can evoke a lot of traumatic memories, and that can be a very tough process to go through to understand your unicorn guide actually. You might have to sort of, again, I don't want to scare you, and you might not even have this experience, but I definitely want to share a disclaimer that it's not all daisies and rainbows. There are parts of this process of getting to know your unicorn that are painful, that can be traumatizing, because at the end of the day, they are spiritual beings, and where there is light here, but there are also lower beings like spirits and dark forces. And often when you're somebody who's working with unicorns, there can be a lot of opposing forces that can try to stop us in many different ways. So you have to be careful of that. And yes, our unicorn guides can protect us and defend us, but sometimes it might not work. And that is because unicorn guides are limited until we don't call on them for help, or we don't really listen to them. So please remember, if you're going to work with your unicorn guides, make sure that you're accepting that yes, you can have a great, I wouldn't say great life. Of course you can, but what I mean to say is you can have a way better quality of life. I think I'd like to put it that way, like your quality of life would increase, but there could also be some challenges in the way, and it helps if you embrace that. So That's about unicorns and how you can differentiate unicorns from angels. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you're somebody who resonates with unicorns and you have a unicorn story to share, please do drop it in the comment section below. I'd love to know what it is. And if you're somebody who's interested in private coaching sessions with me, please book a private paid call using the link in my YouTube channel bio. I charge $500 per hour and cater to clients globally. So if you need help with unicorns, please feel free to reach out. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.